And the Seattle Seahawks agreed to a 4-year, $132 million deal, making Witherspoon the highest-paid cornerback in NFL history. He'll be a key piece of Seattle's defense as they look to repeat as Super Bowl champs, but will have their work cut out for them in a loaded NFC West. So the Rams have moved to an odds-on favorite in the NFC West, minus 105 odds according to DraftKings. And the Seahawks are next, plus 215, 49ers the third, plus 305. The Rams are the NFC favorites at about 3-1 odds right now, and Seattle has the next shortest odds at 6-1. What was that noise that you just heard?
Oh, that was the money from Devin Witherspoon getting $33 million a year, $100 million guaranteed.
Yeah, and his agent is also the agent for Christian Gonzalez, so we'll see if he gets his bags here soon. But, you know, this is the hardest division in football right now. The NFC West, from where you've got the Rams and then the team that beat them in the NFC Championship last year. And then there's the 49ers to talk about. So, Canty, are we disrespecting the Seattle Seahawks, not giving them enough respect, considering they just came off a Super Bowl win?
Hell yeah, we disrespecting them. They're a chance until somebody beats them. And the part that is so egregious about what is going on is that the LA Rams have dominated the conversation. We just saw an odds-on favorite to win the NFC West. They're at plus 550 to win the title. The Seattle Seahawks have the fourth shortest odds, and their odds are twice as long as the team that they beat 2 of the 3 times they played last year, and the team that they've beaten 3 of the last 5 times they've matched up. And that's across 2 different quarterbacks. So I think a lot of the disrespect toward the Seattle Seahawks centers around their quarterback, Sam Darnold, right? It can't be anything else. They returned 87% of the snaps from a year ago across offense, defense, and special teams. So basically, what odds makers are saying and what the betting public is leaning on is the fact that Sam Darnold can't continue the run that we've seen over the last 2 years where he was the most winningest quarterback in all of football.
I think it goes back to exactly that with Sam Darnold, and I'm the problem. Let me be honest on that. I am the problem. I am still in a mode in August of figuring out how Sam Darnold got so good that he won a Super Bowl in February. I'm still not, I'm still not at the point where I understand how the guy that was seeing ghosts, he's got that label, we can't shed it. Indiana football label, we can't shed it. Despite a championship, it is so hard to shed a label. And so Sam Darnold was the seeing ghost guy. So not only now are you saying he won a Super Bowl, now I should pick him to win 2 in a row? When no one has done that recently, when Josh Allen hasn't won 1, when Lamar hasn't won 1, it always comes back to the quarterback. And it comes back to the quarterback's ability to shed the label. And people like me are slow to come around to it, and that's the problem. That's where the disrespect comes from.
I agree with you guys 100%. I'm in my mind, I'm trying to think, all right, what are some of the other things that people may be pointing to with Seattle? Kubiak left, so they lost their offensive coordinator. Brian Fleury takes over there. You think about it, both running backs from a year ago aren't there. Kenneth Walker is now on the Kansas City Chiefs. Zach Charbonnet injured his knee, so don't know when he's going to be back. They lost some pieces on defense, Reek Woolen, but I'm right along with you. Like, I understand all the moves the Rams made, and they're penciled in Super Bowls, and everyone's talking about them. But Seattle was damn good, and defensively they were dominant. And I guess maybe I'm a prisoner of the moment because I'm also watching Hard Knocks, so I'm even more fired up about Seattle this season of watching the way McDonald interacts with all of their guys. But they're definitely being disrespected, but I think it's awesome. If you're Seattle, last year, you think about it, around this time, no one talked about them as potential contenders, even to win the division. You went and you won the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. Now you win it, you come back, and still no one is talking about you. So McDonald can point to that in the team meeting room. We did everything they said we couldn't do, and they still don't believe us.
That's real motivation. That isn't some drawn up thing that is fake. It's real motivation. They're not favored in their own division. They're not favored in the NFC, and they just came off of a championship. So we'll see if they're able to move forward and take all of the doubters down and win the NFC West and then win the NFC again. But man, Devin Witherspoon getting paid. Can you
compete? I promise you this. The 53 men out on the field on Sunday and the coaching staffs are never looking to lose a game. 2 years ago, the Giants beat the Colts in a meaningless game where Malik Neighbors lit up Indianapolis, and it cost the Giants the first overall pick, and it meant nothing to anybody. But for Brian Daboll and those guys, it meant the world. And being in that locker room after, it was as if they had won the Super Bowl because of the way they played. These players are not ever looking to talk about next year. The fans, however, I could understand a sentiment saying, well, look, if we win 7 games, it means nothing. If we win 3 games, we get a chance at Arch Manning. I totally get it. That's a fan thing, though. That is not what's going on in these facilities.
But that right there is the key, because what you were telling me yesterday, and I'll give it to you to say it, is that it's actually doing more damage than you realize.
Absolutely. Like, you kill that building. You can't have a building. And so what you end up doing is creating a culture that you then ruin that quarterback also that you bring in. It's not something that you can fake. And I understand that all the players are trying. I respect that all the coaches are trying. I understand that. But when the sentiment and the decisions and the feelings and the vibes around the building is this doesn't matter, you can't fake urgency. Like, you know how you had to study for that exam and the night before all of a sudden you didn't sleep, you were up on, like, that's the type of urgency that you want in the building all the time. You come there and you're like, you know what, we ain't great in this test. It's impossible to fake that urgency. Yeah. And as much as I want to say, I'm going to give it my best, I'm going to give it the best I can given the circumstances. And once you create that environment, it's not a coincidence that it feels like a lot of quarterbacks who come into those bad situations don't have success. And a lot of the best quarterbacks are ones that come into good situations that are places where people are serious about winning and having success. And it's not just the quarterbacks, it's all the players. I hate it as a concept. I'm not sure that anyone in the NFL does it. Honestly, I don't really think guys or teams are doing that in the NFL. It doesn't work in the NFL in the same way it does in basketball, because basketball changed the culture in one day. You get a new basketball player.
Yeah, Wemby, we're good.
And you wipe everybody out and the culture's gone. New culture in there. That's not how it works in football. You can't just build a team overnight.
And I think you guys are talking about it from seeing it. I speak from experience it. With Cleveland Browns, you think about it, you go back to 2016, they went 1-15. That very next year I come to the team, we don't win a single game. We go 0-16. And you're talking about building a culture. Well, you build a culture of losers. That doesn't mean individually us as players or coaches are losers, but collectively as a unit, you look at the numbers and we are losers. We haven't won a single game that season. So you fast forward, you think about it, that team, not that we were trying to lose, but you set it up knowing that. So you get the first overall pick in 2018. You draft Baker Mayfield. In that time, they were able to go to the playoffs twice. Never won a division, won one playoff game, and then they were right back in the same cycle of trying to lose to get a quarterback. So you build a culture, to your point, where guys come in, and are you trying hard? Yes, but what is the purpose or the reason behind the effort? Well, it's individual. How can I make sure that I am still in the NFL next year? It's not about chasing a win or a Super Bowl or a division title or any of those things, because you know collectively we aren't trying to do that as a unit. So you have to make sure you take care of yourself.
And you drain the organization of trust, too. And that's hugely important. I've only been on good teams. Like, in the NFL, I never was on a team that lost. And even on those good teams, there'd be times where we're like, man, you see, like, there's a little complaining and, like, coach doing this. I can't imagine what it's like on a team where y'all suck. And every day it's like, this guy doesn't care about this. Why am I going to put myself out there? I'm not going to take this risk on film. Like, and when I played for the Ravens, there were times when we as players would put ourselves in positions to look terrible. But it was for the greater good of the team. Yeah. And that's a cultural thing that you have to build. It's trust. Like, I know that I don't give a damn what they write or what they say tomorrow. My guy got me. I got him. I know when it comes up for my turn, he's going to do the same for me. That's something that you can't fake. And then you have all these guys that are out there like, I just got to make sure my film is good so that I can get another job. That's a problem.
That's individual, right?
You bring a quarterback in and you say, hey, fix it. Hey, 22-year-old quarterback, you throw really well. Fix this. It just doesn't work.
I would add that, the cumulative effect of that for years, like Garrett Wilson right now, we're almost entering the